هنكمل مع بعض page 893 هناخد مع بعض number 9. The line plot show the prices for several DVDs. Describe the shape of the distribution. Describe the shape of distribution. This is a shape, okay? When you put line here, if I draw a line here, I can find on the right 3, on the left 3, on the right 1, on the left 1, on the right 1, on the left 1, and this line is symmetric. So I will write the shape of the distribution is symmetric. What's the meaning of symmetric? The numbers on the right is equal to the numbers on the left. Symmetric. You must know this word very well. Symmetric. You must know the spelling. Symmetric. Remember this word. Symmetric means when you draw a line, 3 here on the right, 3 on the left, 2, 2. Yes. So it is symmetric. So you must write the distribution is symmetric. The left side of the data looks like يعني تشابه the right side. So you must write symmetric. Okay. There is a cluster. What's the meaning of a cluster? Means تجمع. Cluster. There is a cluster from 13 dirhams to 15. From 13 to 15 cluster. What's the meaning of cluster? From 13 to 15 cluster. يعني تجمع. يعني أكتر أرقام from 13 to 15. You must remember this word. Cluster. There's a cluster from 13 to 15. Right. From 13 to 15. This means 2. From 13 to 15. Cluster. But here only one. لكن the cluster is from 13 to 15. From 13 to 15. Okay? Cluster. Remember this word. There is a cluster. There is a cluster from, again, there is a cluster يعني تجمع from 13 AED to 15 AED. There are no gaps. What is the meaning of gaps? Gaps يعني فراغ. Look here, there are no gaps. No gaps. 11, yes, there are one here, 11, 1, 12, 13, yeah, 14, yeah, a lot of numbers, 15, yeah, 16, 1 here, 17, 1 here. There's no gap. No gaps. But look here, there is a gap. There's a gap from 22 to 24 gap. Gap يعني ما فيش أرقام. No numbers. From 22 to 24 there is a gap. Okay, here it is a cluster. Cluster here. From 19 to 21 cluster. Here there is a gap. But here there is no gaps. No gaps again. No gaps in the data. No gaps يعني ما فيش فراغات. No gaps in the data. The peak of the distribution. What's the meaning of the peak? The peak means what is the number is the most? 14. This is the peak. What is the peak? 14. Why 14 is the peak? Because a lot of numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here only 3. Here, but the peak is 14. So the peak. You must remember this word. Peak. The peak of the distribution is 14. Peak يعني أعلى حاجة. The peak. You must remember this word. It is very important. The peak. يعني القمة أعلى حاجة. The peak of the distribution is 14. There are no outliers. What's the meaning of outliers? لما ألاقي رقم بعيد. But here 11 is close to 12, is close to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No outliers. But here, yes, outlier is 220. Outlier. Because here 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160. But outlier is away, 220. What is the outlier? Outlier is 220. Outlier. Remember this word. Outlier. يعني الرقم البعيد. Outlier. Here no gaps. Yes. This graph is symmetric. This graph is symmetric. Why symmetric? Because the numbers on the right is equal to the numbers looks like the numbers on the left. 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2. Yes. Symmetric again. Symmetric. Remember this word. You must write this word, symmetric. Okay. There's a cluster. Yes, there's a cluster from 30 to 32. Cluster. A lot of numbers. Too much numbers. يعني تجمع. Cluster. Cluster. Cluster again. Cluster. تجمع. There's no gap. No gap. 28 to 29 to no gaps. There are no gaps. Okay, the cluster is from 30 to 32. The cluster is from 30 to 32. Why it is symmetric? Because the data on the right looks like the data on the left. Okay, what is the peak? The peak is 31. Why? The peak means أعلى حاجة, القمة. Peak. The peak. احفظي. Peak equals 31. Why 31? Because it is a lot of numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But here only 4, 2. So the peak, the most. What is the most? We took it before mood. If he asked peak equals 31, or he asked the mood equal 31. Okay? Peak means the most, equal to mood. The most here, the peak, القمة 31. You understand? Okay. Is this symmetric? No, because it is not. If it is in the middle, exact, symmetric. But look here, the numbers on the right is more the numbers on the left. So it is not symmetric, not symmetric. Because this line, median, is not in the middle. This is called the median. You remember that I teach this before. Lower, extreme, lower is 40. Lower is 40. Upper is 160. Upper is 160. Median is 80. I teach this before, remember. Median is 80. Median. Q1 60. This is called Q1 60. This line is called, this is box. You remember box plot, box, because it is similar to the box. You know the box is called a box. In the middle, median. This is called Q1. What's Q1? 60. This line 120. Q3. What is the number of Q3? 120. What is the upper extreme? Upper is 160. What is this number? Outlier. What is outlier? Outlier is 220. Find from this graph, find the interquartile range. The interquartile range, Q3 minus Q1. What is Q3? This line, 120 minus Q1, 60. Q1, this line. So, IQR equals Q3 minus Q1. What is Q3? 120 minus 60. 120 minus 60 equals 60. 0 minus 0, 0. 12 minus 6, 6. You understand? Okay. This number 11. Describe. No gaps. Symmetric. The peak is 31. Okay. Here also. This symmetric? No, it is not symmetric. Why? Because if I draw a line here, the number on the right, it is not looks like the numbers on the left. What is the peak? The peak is 1. Why 1? Because 1 is a lot of numbers here. This is called the peak, القمة. Okay. What is the cluster? The cluster يعني التجمع. What is the cluster? Oh, this is cluster. You see? From 0 to 3. Cluster is from 0 to 3. Cluster, a lot of numbers. Cluster يعني التجمع. But 1, 1, 1, 1, no. But this cluster, okay? What is the peak? 1. It is symmetric? No, it is not symmetric. Because the numbers on the right, it is not, looks like on the left. But this is symmetric. This is not symmetric because the line is not in the middle. This is symmetric. Now you know? Because he will ask you in the exam about symmetric, about the peak. What is the range? If you asked you to find the range, if I asked you in the exam, what is the range? The range is the maximum number, أكبر رقم, minus the lowest number. What is the big one? 6. Minus, what is the small number here? 0. 6 minus 0 equals 6. So the range is 6. What is the mode? 1. What is the median? I will cancel big with small, and I will find the numbers in the center. If I find two numbers, add and subtract by 2. Here, it is symmetric. Yes, this is symmetric. Why this is symmetric? This is symmetric. Remember, symmetric. Why? Because the median in the middle, the numbers on the right looks like the numbers on the left. يعني لما تلاقي الخط ده في النص اقول له ايه symmetric. What is the outlier? Outlier is 110. What is the outlier? Outlier is 110. What is the lower? 40. Lower is 40. What is the upper? Upper is 90. The upper extreme is 90. Upper extreme يعني الحد الأعلى upper extreme is 90. This upper extreme is 90. Okay. What is the median? The median is 60. 50 is Q1. 70 is Q3. So Q3 minus Q1 is called inter-quarter range equals Q3 minus Q1, inter-quarter range. What is Q3? 90 minus 40. So 90 minus 40 equals 50. This is called inter-quarter. Q1 and Q3. Q3 minus Q1 is inter-quarter range. Okay? Make a line graph. A line graph is used to show how a set of data changes over a period of time. What is the meaning of a line graph? A line graph is used to show how a set of data changes over a period of time. To make a line graph, decide on a scale and interval, then graph pairs of data and draw a line to connect each point. This is called line graph. What it is? This is a line graph. Why? Because it is a line. It is a line used to show how a set of data changes over a period of time to make a line graph. This is line graph. Okay. What's the meaning of interval? Interval means فترة. كلمة interval يعني فترة. 1750 1800. This is called interval. From 1750 until 1800 is called interval. يعني الفترة من هنا لهنا اللي حصل increasing. And the interval from 1800 to 1850 increasing يعني زيادة. increasing. What is the most interval يعني أكتر interval? What is the most interval حصل فيها increasing زيادة؟ احفظ الكلمة دي increasing يعني زيادة. increasing أكتر حاجة from 1950 until 2000 increasing here more from 1950 until 2000 a lot of numbers happened increasing. You see this increasing. But if the draw was this decreasing يعني تقل. But here increasing increasing تزداد increasing. How you know 1000 2000 until 6000 from 1000 to 6000. So what is the interval for increasing? What is the interval for increasing? From 1000 to 6000. This interval, what's happened increasing from 1000 to 6000. The interval from 1000 to 6000, what's happened here? Increasing from 1000 to 6000. Okay. This graph, describe it. Yes, it is increasing. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, increasing. He stopped until here and asked you to predict يعني تنبئي. predict احفظي الكلمة دي. predict يعني تنبئي. predict what will be on 20s here. انت بتحاولي تكملي على نفس النمط. complete in the same level. So try to complete. You can using a pencil and try to complete. So 20 will be, what is the number will be? It will be about 1150. It will be 12,000 and 10,000 it is near down. You see it is not down here. So it will be about 11. Look the answer. It will be about 11,500 dirhams. About لأنه not exact. About يعني تقريبا. About 11,500. Because he asked you to predict. What do you predict? ماذا تتوقعي? Suggest اقترحي. If I asked you about 20, so I will complete because the graph was only until here. I will complete and I will predict and 20 will be 11,500. يعني توقعي إذا كان هنا 6,000, okay, and here 7,000, and here 9,000, and here about 900, 700, increasing, and here 10,000. He stopped here until 10,000. predict توقعي. 20, continue in graphing, continue. So about 11,500. If you said 12,000, it will be okay because it is increasing. But don't say 2,000. Don't say 4,000 because if you said 2,000, it will be down. No, he want to know it will be increase or decrease. كلمة decrease يعني تقل. decrease احفظي. decrease but increase. He want to know to predict or to decide the graph will be increasing or decreasing. Increasing. What is the number here? When it will be 20, the number will be about 11,500, about 11,000, about 12,000. It is okay, but try to determine it is exact 11,500. Okay, increasing. Here also increasing. From interval from 1 to 2. From 1 to 2 increasing. From 2 to 3 increasing. What is the peak here? The peak is 8. When in week 5. Week 5 it was 8 centimeter. Describe 5 week 5 it was 8 centimeter. Week 1, week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this under 2, 4 over 6, about 6.5, 8. So increasing. Describe increasing. Okay, you see this, it is increasing. Also the graph here increasing. 6 it was be 250 and 8 it was be about 300 and over 300, 320 for example. Here it will be under 350, maybe 340. Here it is over 350. You can write 360. Here it was under 400. I can say 390. Here it is 400. So increasing. If you ask to 15, complete, and in the same level, complete, and say what it will be. Okay. Oh, this decreasing. يقل. Decreasing. The graph is decreasing. Why it is decreasing? Oh, 560, 550, 550, 545, 530. Oh, it is increasing until 533. Decreasing from what is the interval from 6 to 9? Decreasing from 6 to 9. It is decreasing in the period from 6 to 9. Decreasing from 6 interval from 6 to 9 decreasing, but from 9 to 10 increasing. يزداد increasing from 9 to 10, but from 9 to 10 what is happening? Increasing. Remember this word, increasing. يزداد increasing from 9 to 10, but here decreasing from 6 to 9, decreasing. You understand? Yeah, compare between car A and car B. Car A increasing or more, but car B less. Here it started from the time, here it started in the same time. It started in the same time, but here started from when the distance started from 0, but I started here from 50 kilometers. started from 0 kilometers، بدأت من عند 0، لكن هنا started from 50 kilometers. started from 50 kilometers. From 50 kilometers until more than 200, maybe 220, maybe 215. And if you write 220, okay. If you write 215, okay. But not under the middle, 225 under, because the middle is 225. The distance between 200 to 250, in the middle here 225, but it is under 225. I started, car A started from 50, but car B started from 0. Distance 0 kilometers. You must write 0 kilometer. 0 kilometer. They are increasing, yes, and also car A increasing until 220, but car B is continue and increasing also under 200, so until 190, for example, 190. Under 200, 190, because it is in the middle, 175. The distance from 150 to 200, 175, okay? Describe this graph. There's increasing from week 1 to week 2, from week 1 to week 2 increasing, and then decreasing from week 2 until week 3, decreasing, and increasing from week 3 until week 5, increasing again. Increasing from week 1 until week 2, from week 1 to week 2 interval يعني الفترة. What's happened? Read here. The online sales of movie tickets increased from week 1 to week 2, increasing. You must remember this word. Increased from week 1 to week 2. From week 1 to week 2, increased, yes. Decreased in week 3 and then increasing again for week 4 and 5. Decreased from week 2 and 3, and then increased from week 4 and 5, increased here. All this increased. Started from week 3 until week 5. This is wrong. This is wrong. Started in increasing from week 3 until week 5. Increasing in the interval from week 3 until week 5, increasing here. But here decreasing only decreasing from week 2 to week 3. This is okay. From week 1 to week 2, yes, what's happened? Increasing. This is okay. Decreased in week 3. Decreased from week 2 until week 3. Yeah, that's okay. Then increased again. Another time increased again for weeks 4 and 5. Yes, increasing in week 4 and week 5. And in the beginning also in week 3. So from 3 to 5 increasing. From the beginning of week 3, beginning from week 3 until week 5 increasing, okay? What's happening here? Increasing from interval from 10 to 25. From 10 to 25 increasing. And decreased, تقل, from 25 to 30. Decreased from 25 to 30. And increased again, زادت مرة تانية from 30 to 35, increased again, okay? Increased from 1988 until 1992, increased, and decreased until 2008, decreased from 1992 to 2008, and again increased from 2018 until 2012, again increased again in this interval. Okay, select an appropriate display. Select. Before I want to say this, from Tuesday until Wednesday nothing happened. When you find line on the horizontal, you must write constant يعني ثابتة. Nothing happened here from Tuesday until Wednesday constant. يبقى ما تلاقي خط كده اكتبي له ايه constant. Nothing, no increasing, no decreasing. When from Tuesday until Wednesday, in this interval from Tuesday until Wednesday constant, but increasing from Monday to Tuesday, increasing, constant, decreased, تقل, decreased. When decreased from Wednesday to Thursday, and then started to increasing from Thursday until Friday, increasing from Thursday until Friday, increasing. Okay, this is called bar graph, but this is called, when I connect them, histogram. When you connect them, no gaps, this is called histogram. Okay, y and x. When the graph will be connected, it's called histogram. But when you see this, it's called the bar graph, because there are gaps here, so it's called the bar graph. Okay, from 1 to 5, I asked you, from 1 to 5, what is the number of animals? From 1 to 5, I have cat here. Cat, what's about cat? Cat 30. Okay, rabbit 35. Reindeer in the middle between 30 and 35. It is about 32.5 in the middle. Squirrel here 10, 11, 12. Wild turkey, exact wild turkey 15. Wild turkey, it was 15. Okay, he asked you to choose. This it is very important. Choose which one is good: bar graph or box plot or histogram or line graph or line plot. How can I choose what is the best for this question? What is the best? Bar graph. This is bar graph. This is called bar graph. Okay. What is box plot? This is called box plot. Remember, median in the middle, and this upper extreme. This is lower extreme. This is Q1, this is Q3. Q3 minus Q1 equal QR. This box plot. It's called the bar graph. Histogram, when I connect them together, it's called the histogram. When I connect them. Line graph, this is called line graph, increasing, decreasing, increasing, constant. Line plot, this is called line plot. For example, 9, 1 plot, 10, 2. It's called the line plot. How can I choose which one is the best? This lesson about choose which one is the best. Bar graph show the number of items in specific categories. Again, show the number of items in specific categories. يعني لما يبقى في مواصفات خاصة اسمها specific categories، مواصفات خاصة عندي بستخدم البار جراف. البار جراف اللي هو ده امتى استخدمه؟ show the number of items in specific categories. لما يبقى عندي specific categories مواصفات خاصة. box plot اللي هو ده البوكس بلوت ده اسمه box plot. I choose box plot show measures of variation for a set of data. Also useful for very large set of data. بيبقى عندي أرقام كتير large set of data مع أرقام كتير large set of data I will use box plot. histogram اللي هو ده اسمه histogram connected together. histogram show frequency of data. لما يبقى فيه frequency تكرارات of data divided into equal intervals متقسمة intervals فترات عندي intervals. I will use histogram. Line graph show change over period of time, change, increasing, decreasing, constant, increasing and again decreasing, change over a period of time. I will use line graph. Line plot show how many times each number occurs. كم عدد المرات بيحصل. For example 9 it happens 3 times, 10 only 1 time, 11 2 times. So this is called line plot. How many times each number occurs. كم مرة حصل. This is called which display allows you to tell the mood of the data. أي واحد بيقول لي المود. This is called me the mood. What is the mood here? 27, the most. Which display allows you to tell the mood of the data? This graph. Okay, the mood is 27. The mood is 27. I don't know the mood from this graph. I don't know. I only know lower extreme. I know the upper extreme. The median. I know the median here is 25. I know IQR and I know interquartile range equals Q3 minus Q1. I know here Q3 minus Q1. This number 27 minus 24. 27 minus 24 equals 3. I can know interquartile range. I know the median. The median is 25. But the mode from this graph, from this first one, okay? The line plot show each night's data. The number of orders that occurs most frequently is 27. So the mode is 27. It is easy to know the mode from here, okay? It's easy to know. Number, make the appropriate display of the data. This is called the bar graph. This is called bar graph. This is brand A, brand B, brand, and it's called number of responses, الاستجابات, number of responses. Draw and label horizontal and vertical axis, add a title. He gave me A 35, A 35, B 12, so B until 12, C 42, C is 42, D 24, D 24, E 8, yes, E until 8, F 11, yes, F until 11. Okay, it's called the bar graph. Draw a bar to represent the number of responses for each brand. It's called the bar graph. A 35 from here, A 35 is called the bar graph. Okay. Which display makes it easier? Which one is easier? To set the median distance, just your reasoning. Which one is easier for median? Yes, this is easier because median here is 90. It is easy. In the middle is median. Is this symmetric? No. Symmetric,